and looking for the fellas. Looking for the ladies. And looking for the fellas. Say what? I'm looking for my ladies. And I'm looking for the fellas. Say what? I'm looking for my ladies. And I'm looking for the guts. Yeah. I'm looking for my men. I'm looking for the men's. Hey, where you at? Where you at? I said ladies. And where the fellas? Say what? Say what? Come on in. Hey, come on in. 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 Hey, where my party people at? I wanna see you. I wanna be you. Where my party people at? I want to see you. I'm trying to be you, cause we party and we pray on Spirited Sundays. I said we party and we pray. On Spirited Sundays, I said we party and we pray. Oh, on Spirited Sundays, I said we party, we pray. On Spirited Sunday. Hello, hello, hello. Happy Sunday, darling. Hi. Oh, God, my voice. You guys, I'm in a chill mood today. I don't have as much of that rah, 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 ta, 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 that I usually have. I usually don't have that. I don't have that energy today, but here it is. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Happy Sunday. I had to bring the vibes back up, bring the energy up, put the spirit in. Welcome back to Spirited Sundays. It's your girl, Miss Spirit. And Spirited Sundays is where we come to get our mind right, to get our power back, to hit that level up. And today is Boundaries 101. Setting boundaries treat you, they gonna walk all over you. So that's what we're talking about today. How can we set some boundaries and make sure that we are asserting ourselves so that we have healthier, happier relationships? If you guys were not here last Sunday, we talked about developing emotional intelligence and how we can begin to form happier relationships. So this is like a part 2. Okay, this is part 2. It's Sunday. I need like 30 minutes of your time, and we're gonna get lit. Like a t-shirt dress. This is the denim dress, and I was so bored that I went ahead and put my waist trainer on with it to just try to give it a little spice. I did my makeup today. I didn't like it, so I put some glasses on, and that's what happens. All right, every day the look is not going to always be what you want it to be, but if you accessorize, if you put a little bam, boom, bop, 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 it can pop. And I feel comfortable with the look. Okay, because let me show you without the glasses. Boring, baby. I felt bored without the glasses. I felt bored without the waist trainer. And if I look at myself in the mirror and I get bored, I'm not into it. So I put the glasses on to just give myself a little bit of spice, a little bit of excitement when I'm looking at myself. I don't do things the traditional way. I don't like to look traditional. I don't like to play it safe. I prefer to take risk and to have some excitement in all things that I do. Not to say that that's always the best route. Okay? Not to say that you got to spice up everything in your life, but that's just me. So, I'm an acquired taste. Everybody's not here for me. Everybody's not ready for this, but Whose fault is that? Theirs. Who problem is it? Not mine. All right. So that's today's look. My hair is sponsored by Spirit Loves Locks. This waist trainer comes from my girl Ashley Dalton out of New York. She's a celebrity makeup artist. That is my girl. I got this from her, and I'm just saying, when outside opens back up, I'm trying to look like a snack. A snack. So that's why I put this on sometimes. Just, just give myself some snacky vibes. All right. Other than that, ain't nothing else to talk about. These glasses came from a vintage store. The dress is from Zara. I don't really like Zara that much because it'd be too much mess, but they have some pieces that be hitting. Period. Let's go on to the announcements of the day. I don't usually do this, but let's put a prayer up for Kodak Black. He is getting beat in prison. We're gonna pray for Kodak. Bless him, God. Announcement number 2. My Corona project is going well. I'm actually going to start selling some juices on my rooftop. And this was a natural business that came out of me and my roommate getting a juicer, having some fun. And I'm going to start a business out of it. So you guys, don't forget the power of just starting simple and starting small and starting with things that you like to do. I know some of us want to relax during Corona. Others of us are trying to be more enterprising, get something started for ourselves. And so my roommate and I got a juicer so that we could be healthier. And we winded up liking it so much and creating some bomb-ass flavors that now we're going to just try to sell them on the rooftop of our building and see what happens. And that's how businesses boom. That's how businesses get started. I don't know if you guys remember history, but during the Great Depression, when a lot of people lost their jobs, when a lot of businesses went under, people had to get smart and to get enterprising. So I encourage you to look around, see what do I like to do naturally. What do I have fun with? And how could I maybe spread that to somebody else? And someone else might find value in it. So next weekend, we're going to set up a table on the roof and we're going to sell that juice. Drip, drip, drop, drop, bang, bang. And the last announcement of the day is thank you for your presence today. It's Sunday. I feel like the weeks are flying. Every time I turn around, it's god dang Sunday. And I am back here on Spirited Sundays. So to all of you guys who, that's it. That's it today. I want to know where you at. And I want to know, what do you miss about outside? What is something that you took for granted that now, after having been in the house this long, you like, I ain't never going to take that thing for granted again? Let me know. Put it in the comments. YouTube, what's good? Instagram, what's popping? Other Instagram, Spirit Loves Locks. Hello. Okay, so I'll start. But put in the comments, where are you and what is something you miss about outside, or something that you took for granted and will not be taking for granted again. All right, y'all. It's me, Spirit. I am in Brooklyn. And I would say what I took for granted was crowd gatherings, like day parties. I miss being able to go to day parties just to look cute, hit my 1-2. I miss that. And I will never take for granted the opportunity to just get in a group of people and just listen to music and dance and have a good time. Because y'all, to be honest, we all gonna be looking at each other funny when we step outside. And it's like, dang, Corona took that away from me. I see Cynthia F on YouTube. She says that she misses the gym. Yes, honey, I miss the gym. I cannot even lie. I miss sweating. Like, we're all going to be looking at each other funny in the gym, acting like don't touch me. That's why boundaries is it's good to talk about boundaries today, because there are physical boundaries. Okay, I see my boo Rachel. Hey, Ray. She's in the Bay Area, been on quarantine for 2 years. I'm done, and she don't miss a thing. She says she's a homebody, and she's just fine with them. Wolfville, Canada, and she misses going out to eat. Girls, same. I miss appetizers. I miss drinks. I miss it all. Let me see who else is out here. Lance is in Detroit, Michigan, and he misses the gym as well. Lance, I hope you're hitting them push-ups. Don't let that body fall off just because you ain't go to the gym. God said, get a book and lift it. Get a jug of water and squat it. Let him know. I see Evie Jenny. She's coming from Brooklyn. Hey, girl, you are a loyal Spirited Sundays. Watch out. And I love you for that. And she is coming from Brooklyn, and I miss being able to go and sit at a restaurant. Me too. I miss the waiter, please. I'll take 2 of those. Oh, no dessert. Watching my figure. I mean, who do I even tell that to now? Come on. I see my girl Audrey Thomas. She's in Glendale, California. She misses work. Aw. I don't think nobody else gonna say that, Audrey, but shout out to you. You must love your job. Let's go. She misses going to the beach. Damn, I miss vacation. And she misses, she hates wearing the mask constantly as it irritates her skin. Girl, you might need to come up with some kind of sensitive skin mask. It's a business. Cha-ching! Okay, let's go. My boo Brittany is checking in. Hey, Britt. And she says she just misses normal NYC life. Me too. New York is a loud, crazy ass place. Every time I step outside, I just don't know what I'm going to expect. And now I step outside and ain't nothing going on. And I don't like that. So I do miss New York living. I'm going to read 2 more. Black Butterfly Danielle. Hey, baby. And she's from Marquette, Michigan. She misses outdoor festivals and concerts. Yes, honey. Now, I don't miss that because I don't like getting my feet stepped on, but I do miss festivals because I'm a person that hides in the back of a festival. But for all y'all festival goers, yeah, I feel for you. We can have a party right now. I feel for you. I feel for you. And last but not least, I'm going to read Dory from Montreal, Canada. I miss doing my groceries, run errands in peace, being able to go on vacation. The list is long. Period. Oh, someone else. I had to read this last one. Fully Trilled said, I'm from the Bronx and I miss petting random puppies on the street. How sweet is that? How sweet is that? Aw. Well, I feel like outside's going to be opening up in a couple of months. Well, in a month or so. To all my Georgia peaches and down south apples. So people are like, well, when they said it was safe, you can go out. And what I will say is that I'll be waiting 2 to 3 weeks. So when outside opens up, you won't catch Spirit outside for 2 or 3 more weeks. I need to let y'all check it out first. Let me know how it's going before I step my ass out there. All right. Now let's get into let's do the mantra of the day. I'm going to bring the energy back. Thank you for checking in. Glad to see that we're all here. Mantra of the day today is I will put some respect on myself. Okay? I will respect myself. Let's take a deep breath. I will respect myself. Because when someone respects themselves, they don't allow other people to disrespect them. But if you don't put some respect on you, don't expect anybody else to. And that's why we're talking about boundaries, baby. Because we have to learn how to respect ourselves, how to assert ourselves so that we have relationships that we actually love being in. So that relationships make us happy. So that when our friends or our family come around, we feel good about it. But if we don't know how to set boundaries, if we don't ever learn how to assert ourselves, then we might have some relationships and close level up our friendships, level up our family relationships. We're talking about boundaries today. All right. So what is a boundary? Okay. What is a boundary? We've got to start at the beginning. This is 101. A boundary is the invisible line that we have to define ourselves. Okay? Let me see. I said a boundary is establishing what is allowed and what is not allowed in our lives. Our boundaries give us a sense of self. So the thing about boundaries is that we usually don't know what they are until somebody violates them. Okay, we usually do not know what our boundaries are until somebody violates. So I don't know if you follow me on Big Spirit Energy Instagram account, but what I had an example of this week was the Spirited Minute do what they say they're going to do. Okay. And then a nice, casual, happy conversation turns left, goes sideways real quick. Somebody makes a comment that pisses you off. Somebody asks a question that you're not cool with. That is a boundary violation. And what's important is to know how to stand up for yourself, how to assert yourself and say, hey, I'm not cool with that. So that's what boundaries are. Boundaries are the line where you say, I'm cool with certain things, but I'm also not cool with other things. All right. Someone asked about my waist trainer. I do not work out in it, and I only wear it a few hours a day. But I love the look of it. All right. So boom, back to boundaries. This is a boundary right here. So back to boundaries. Someone has to cross your boundaries most of the time for you to know that they have violated them. And I'm going to be honest with you. A lot of us might feel guilty learning how to set our boundaries, especially if you are someone who considers yourself a nice person, if you consider yourself an empath, if you consider yourself someone, who is non-confrontational, you might have a harder time telling somebody to back the hell up or not to talk to you like that. But it's important because every time you let somebody try you, every time you let somebody violate you, every time you let somebody disrespect you, and you don't nip it in the bud right then, guess what? It's going to keep coming around and around and around and around. And that's on period, okay? If you don't learn how to stop behaviors in your relationships that you don't want, they're going to keep happening. Now, there are 3, even like when I poke myself. But basically, what I'm saying is physical boundaries are when someone violates your space, when someone comes into your room without asking, when someone borrows your clothes without telling you, when someone takes your stuff without asking for permission. Those are physical boundaries. Someone cuts you in line. Someone pushes you. Someone touches your leg. A man grabs your ass. A girl grabs the male genitals. Someone puts their hands on the butt. Any kind of physical behavior that you're not cool with is a boundary violation. And just because someone crosses your boundaries doesn't mean that they were trying to do it on purpose. Doesn't mean that they were being mean or aggressive. Sometimes they are, though. Either way, if you don't like it, you got to speak up about it. If I have a friend that grabs my arm every time, girl, every time she want to say something to me and I don't like that, I have to say, ooh, boo, let me know without touching me, please. I don't like when you do that, girl, but what's up? How can I help you? Okay, so you have to know how to assert yourself. So those are physical boundaries. Now, moving forward, there are also mental boundaries. When people start questioning your religion, people start questioning your political beliefs, when people start violating your no, if someone asks you to do something and you say, oh, no, I can't. And they say, why? Come on. You're not being a good person. You're not being a good friend. That is a boundary violation. If I tell you no, I expect you to respect that. And sometimes I'm guilty. I'm guilty of violating people's boundaries. Okay, I was talking to somebody that I'm really close with, and I said something to him like, yeah, I don't do that for nobody else, only for you. And he said, hey, let me come talk. Let me highlight you for a second. Don't compare me to nobody. I had violated a boundary of his, and that was a mental boundary. I didn't touch him, but I said something that he didn't want to hear no more. And he called me out on that. But what that did was allow our relationship to be healthier, because now I know, oh, my homie don't like that. When you call out a boundary, you get to show somebody, oh, this person doesn't like that. So what happens? That behavior ends. Imagine how much happier you would be in your relationships if you started calling some stuff out that you ain't want to see no more. Next, we also have emotional boundaries. Now, these are the boundaries that are the hardest to detect. Emotional boundaries are the boundaries where we have to separate our feelings from the feelings of other people. Now, some of us might be codependent. You have a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a husband, a partner. If you have somebody that you're mad close with, and when they're mad, all of a sudden you're mad. They're sad, all of a sudden you're sad. That is a lack of emotional boundaries. We have to learn how to separate someone else's feelings from our own. Just because my partner is having a bad day does not mean that now I automatically am having a bad day. And just because you're having a bad day does not mean everyone who comes into contact with you should be feeling down or needs to watch out because of your moods. No. So we got to learn how to set emotional boundaries as well. Cut the codependency. You can feel for someone without taking on their pain. Your friend could be going through something, maybe a breakup, and they are sad as hell. And you want to be there for your friend, but you don't have to take on their emotions and weigh it as a backpack. And now you sad. Now you feel like you're going through a breakup. We have to learn how to assert emotional boundaries as well. Okay. Now, the biggest thing that can come up when it comes to setting boundaries is feelings of guilt, feelings of nervousness, being afraid of how someone might react to the boundary. Putting on me. Who's ever had a boss that is very anxious and their boss is always rah, rah, and very anxious. And then all of a sudden you find yourself having anxiety. You find yourself being stressed out because you're hanging out with people who get stressed easily. You have to learn how to assert boundaries. Just because you're having an emergency doesn't mean that I'm having an emergency. Just because you are feeling anxious and stressed out does not mean that I have to now put that stress on and start doing my work like this because I'm so scared of how your feelings are now affecting me. That's a boundary. And it's important for us to learn what's my feelings versus somebody else's feelings. Some other mental boundary violation is questioning people. I'm guilty of this. I'd be questioning, what made you do that? When it's none of my business. And we have to learn when to recognize something is just not my business, is not my place. And if you feel like people are trying you or questioning you, you have to tell them, hey, I understand, but it's not your place to ask me about that. It's not your place to tell me how you feel about the person I'm dating. It's not your place to tell me how you feel about the things that I choose to do. If it's not affecting you, it's not your place. And so unless you learn how to assert boundaries, you might feel like you can't share things with certain friends or family members. Your family members might ask you, damn girl, will you gain all that weight? Excuse me, please don't talk to me like that. I get uncomfortable when you ask me questions like that. Family members are some of the biggest boundary violators because they think that they can treat you any kind of way just because y'all related or because y'all are kin, especially close friends as well. They think that they can tell you that they don't like your boyfriend when really it's not their relationship. Or maybe you have to ask them to approach you in a different kind of way. I had some friendships where they always wanted to assert their opinion when it wasn't asked. That's a boundary violation. Giving out advice when someone didn't ask you for it is a boundary violation. And we have to learn and recognize, when am I disrespecting somebody else? When am I stepping on someone else's toes? So the first thing when it comes to setting boundaries is asking yourself, is this my place to bring up? Is this something that I feel triggered by from something that happened in the past? One of my boundaries is hanging up the phone on me, baby. Boundaries is hanging up the phone on me, baby. I do not like when people hang up on me or when they ignore me. That is a boundary violation. But before I go check somebody, I always check myself. And I ask, okay, is what they did that bad? Or is what they did reminding me of something that someone else did to me in the past? I used to date someone who always asked me for stuff. ask me for money, ask me for help, ask me for this, ask me for that. And I never put my foot down and said, yo, back up. Stop. Dang. And because I never put my foot down, I began to resent that person. And then at one point, I hated them. And I said, you got to go. Not saying that that was my perfect relationship, but what I am saying is that I maybe could have saved some relationships, saved some friendships, saved some family member things if I would have learned to check myself and then put my foot down. So a lot of relationships end because we don't have healthy communication. Boundaries require healthy communication, okay? And so my boundaries, learning to set boundaries, have allowed me to create relationships where I feel comfortable being myself. And they've also allowed me to create relationships where now I get to see how if somebody really cares about me, if somebody really respects me or not. Because when you bring up your boundary violation, when you say, hey, I'm not cool with this. Hey, I don't like when you do this. Hey, please stop doing that. When you say that, you now get to see what's really good with the relationship. Because someone is either going to respect you or they're going to fight you for it. And if someone is fighting you on your boundaries, you have some evaluation to do with your relationship and your friendships. If you say, hey, I don't like when you talk to me like that, or when you cuss at me, and they say, well, that's who I am, you now have to go back and ask, do I want that kind of person in my life? Might cause you to look at somebody a little differently. But if you don't stop being a doormat, please believe people are going to keep putting their boots on, even in romantic relationships, platonic friendships, platonic relationships. You have got to learn to put your foot down, speak up for yourself, and use your voice. Now, I have some examples. I've been using them already. Some examples of why boundaries are self-care often. I highly encourage you to think of a specific example of something that happened in the past and to go and say, hey, I'm thinking about something that happened maybe a couple weeks ago, and you said this, or you did this. I would love if next time that this issue comes up, you approach me like this. I would love if you approach me like that. Okay, this is practice for us having healthy relationships that we actually want to be in, for less conflict, for less fighting, for more harmony and more love in our relationships. We have to create a space where each person feels comfortable saying what they like and what they dislike about each other's behavior. We are not perfect. When we cross the line with somebody, we usually don't know it. You may not know that you interrupt somebody every time they until interrupting people when they're talking. Just because I have something to say, if that other person is not done talking, then I have to learn to shut up. I love when that happens because that allows me to get better. I want to get better in my relationships. I want my other people in my relationships to want to get better in our relationship. But I too want to get better. And if you don't call somebody out on the boundaries, on the ways that they're trying you or playing you, then you are robbing them of the opportunity to get better as well. So I encourage you all to start speaking up for yourselves. And it does not always have to be a fight. If you need to go calm down and figure out, what really bothered me about that conversation? What really bothered me about that comment? What really bothered me about our interaction? Go ask yourself what really bothered you, calm down, and then go talk to the person. My favorite thing to say now is, hey, can I talk to you for a second? Hey, can I talk to you for a second? Yesterday on the phone, you said something that I thought was kind of rude about boundaries. Boundaries make you feel confident in yourself. Boundaries give you a sense of self-worth. Boundaries let you know who you are. If you don't know who you are, you're going to let somebody walk all over you and treat you any kind of way, and you're going to treat you any kind of way, and you're going to keep attracting that. People without boundaries attract people who take advantage of other people. It's just like that. You don't got boundaries, someone that takes advantage is going to come in. You're a giver and you don't know how to say no, then all the takers are going to get attracted to you. If you want to stop getting taken from, you want to stop the takers from walking up in your life, then you got to tell them, hey, no, I can't. Me saying no, I can't does not make me a bad person. No is a full sentence. You don't even have to offer an explanation sometimes. Someone said, have you had any friendships end from you trying to set a boundary? Yes. Yes. I realize this person just does not respect me. I gotta go. I'm willing to let you go when it's time for me. When I learned how to speak up for myself and assert myself, everyone wasn't comfortable with that. Everyone wasn't comfortable with me being the big bad wolf all of a sudden. And I had to teach myself that I was not being a big bad wolf. I'm being someone who doesn't want to be treated any old kind of way. You can't talk to me any old kind of way and think that I'm not going to call it out. I used to feel weird for calling stuff out. And I said, no, I don't want that. If you don't want it, you can't accept it. If you want to stop doing something for free, you got to stop doing it for free. If you want someone to stop, you said, I don't want people in my life who curse at me, then you got to cut off every curses at you, or you got to check them on it. But nothing is going to change in your relationships unless you do the changing. They're not going to get better or healthier unless somebody puts their foot down and makes them better or healthier. Someone said they're lost. Exactly. I'm a sensitive being. I can't really deal with assholes. Some assholes and assholes go great together. Assholes and sensitive people don't really work that well together. So if you're sensitive and you have an asshole in your life, I'm sure that you constantly feel violated. I just ended a 3-year friendship from a selfish friend. I've told her for 3 years she was selfish, and I finally got fed up and said, this is not my reality. I'm gone, and I wish you well. Exactly. There's a thing that I made up in my head called time loyalty. We've known each other, someone for so long, or we know what made them that way, or we know why they are this way, does not mean that they get to treat us that way. Yeah, you had a rough childhood. Yeah, you got difficulties going on, but that does not make me the punching bag for your emotional problems. You are supposed to do the work of your own healing. I don't have to take the brunt of your unhealed trauma. One of my biggest things is I don't like people to emotionally dump on me. Do not come home and not greet me or not ask me how I'm doing before you start dumping your negative day on me. I don't like that. And I had to stop some friends from dumping on me. I am not the pile where all your problems get dumped onto. No, it doesn't feel good, because I can be in a completely high lifted mood, and then you dumping on me now brings my mood down. That is a boundary violation, especially in the emotional category. Someone says, I have checked people and they were like, I'm not going to apologize. Baby, I had somebody the other day tell me that they didn't feel sorry for it. And I realized I can't force an apology on somebody. But if I state my claim and you state your claim, we can either agree to disagree and then ask, how are we going to move forward in a situation like this? We cannot force people to apologize, because some people genuinely don't feel wrong for what they said or what they did. But then you got to ask yourself, and you got to ask them, now how are we going to move forward? Because I don't like that behavior. And then y'all figure out for yourselves, hey, maybe we're not that compatible. And that's a question that I need a lot of us to start asking in our friendships, our romantic relationships, is, are we compatible? Y'all might be attracted. When y'all hit the sheets, it's boom, boom, bang, Ain't nobody better than them. But if y'all can't have normal conversations where you can bring up where you feel violated, if you can't tell them where you feel respected and where you feel disrespected, if you can't talk to them, y'all can be cool is when y'all are smoking and drinking or going to the club or gossiping, but you can't have some real-ish conversations, y'all might not be that cool or y'all might not be that compatible. Ask yourself. Someone said, I'm still trying to find a balance with my own boundaries. Sometimes I can close up too much or be too allowing. And that's where you have to let the guilt go. If you find yourself allowing people to walk all over you or forgetting it, forgiving it, oh, it's not that big of a deal. Oh, they didn't mean it. Ask yourself, am I bothered by it? If you are bothered by it, whether they meant it or not, if you don't speak up for yourself, then now you are violating your own boundaries. Every time you do not speak up for you, you are violating yourself. So boundaries are a form of self-care. When we are too allowing of the BS in our lives, we do not allow the other person to get better, but we also are showing ourselves that we don't care about our feelings. Every time you don't speak up, you say, you know what, girl, I don't care about your feelings. You might as well look in the mirror and say, I don't care about you. So try to think of being assertive as caring for yourself. It's an act of self-care. Someone said, you can't force my apology. I had no home training. And lead time, I don't know what your relationships are like. But if you don't learn how to humble yourself and apologize when you violate people that are close to you, then I can imagine your relationships aren't all that. And your partner might start to resent you and start acting passive-aggressive towards you. If you're acting passive-aggressive, if you are giving sly comments, if you're acting funny with people, that's because you're mad at something else and you need to speak up about it. When I notice myself being slick at the mouth, I say, no, go tell them why you're really mad. Stop with the petty stuff. All right, let me see what some of y'all are saying. Right now, it's the blame game, pointing fingers. He said, she said, going on right now. Honestly, it takes emotional maturity. When you set a boundary, you are not picking a fight. And sometimes you have to say that. I am not here to pick a fight with you. I'm here to just let you know what I'm cool with and what I'm not cool with. And if you can't respect that, hey, we might not be able to be cool. So if it's you did this, you did that, you did this, you did that, pause the conversation, maybe return to it a little later. But it does require people stepping up and being more mature. Because I'll tell you right now, if it starts going left when I'm trying to speak up about something, I'll tell somebody, hey, I'm not doing this. I'm not here to fight. I don't argue. I'm not here for that. So if we can't talk civilly, we can talk in a little bit. We could talk a little later. Feel free to exit and remove yourself from conversations that are going left and try again later. Someone said, I feel like when you speak up, you give that person power. They see that you are vulnerable and how you feel truly, and it's easier for them to take advantage of your feelings. Is that crazy? Oh, I love that. She says she feels that when you speak up, you give that person power and you tell them how you're truly feeling and your vulnerability. My love, Juju, relationships, healthy relationships require vulnerability. They require your true feelings. Healthy relationships require you being honest. If someone hurt your feelings and you can't admit that, that's a problem. Why don't you want to tell them that they hurt your feelings when you said that? That's your power. Speaking up is you taking the power back. You letting someone walk all over you and not saying nothing, that's giving them power. That's giving them power. But you take the power back when you say, hey, you hurt my feelings when you insulted me. And I don't like that. That's your power. And so what if they say, you too sensitive, and they try you for speaking up and you feel too vulnerable and now they attack you? Then you go question, am I going to be able to deal with this person, or do I need to start distancing myself from them? But if you can't be vulnerable in a relationship, then you're not even close at all. If you can't speak about your feelings to somebody, y'all ain't close. I'm going to be honest. Y'all not as close as you think you are. Simone says, but what when you do speak up and it goes left and you leave to exit and they come behind you? So if you are in a physically dangerous relationship, that's different. You have to be careful about how you are with people who physically abuse you. I would never want to put you in a position that causes harm for you. But what I would say is to start planning your exit strategy. Okay? If someone is physically abusing you and you feel like you can't have these kinds of conversations with them, start finding out your exit strategy. How can you get out of that relationship? Because the relationship's not going to change unless you change. All right? You have to be the one to change that. Someone said, I feel like he's a narcissist, so I've definitely started to distance myself slowly but surely. When dealing with narcissists, you have to go what is called the gray rock method. With some people, the conversations aren't going to work. They're going to taunt you. They're going to tease you. The gray rock method is and that means you only speak on what's necessary to be spoken on. I don't share. I had a narcissistic friend. I just stopped talking. I said, the end. Everyone's not going to be understanding. Everyone doesn't care about you the way that you hope that they do. Setting boundaries allows you to see who really cares. Who gives a damn about you? Some people just don't care. And those people don't need to be in your life, especially not as a close relationship or a close friendship. Some people don't care. Some people are rude, disrespectful. They don't care. I wouldn't want to be close to somebody who disrespects me. I'm going to tell you that now. And if you don't learn how to put your foot down for that, then you're disrespecting yourself. Okay. Okay, hold on. Let me see what somebody said. Question. 78% of single Black mother homes lead the child to prison. Explain. Boy! Most folks get mad or upset with others basically because they're not doing what they want you to do or not saying what they want you to say. You can't control other people. Setting boundaries is not about controlling them. It's about teaching other people how to treat you. So if they get mad or upset, okay, at least you spoke up. They might come back and might not do it again. The point is to have the behavior not happen again. So just because someone gets mad that you called them out, people get offended. That's ego. People don't always be like, oh, I did that. Okay, I'll be better. Thanks. Some people be like, man, you tripping. They might get mad, but guess what they're going to do? They're going to go home and think about it. And they're going to think the next time they say something to you. And they're going to watch it the next time that they try you. And that's the point of setting boundaries. I can't control your behavior, but I want you to think twice before you speak out of line to me. I want you to think twice next time you think about grabbing my arm. And it's okay to keep setting the same boundaries over and over and over again until they get it. All right. And let me see. I'm going to read one more comment and then I'm going to let y'all out of here. Someone said, I have a childhood friend who's a narc. It's better to just ghost them. Agree. You got to ghost some people. You got to ghost them. You got to be willing to let that happen because you might then attract a friend who's in space in your life. How can you get to anything new? Stop allowing what you don't want. Someone said, how do you handle boundaries with parents? So this was really difficult for me. And with my parents, I had to set a couple of boundaries, especially as an adult. There comes a point in time when you realize this is my parent and I love them, but I'm still my own person with my own likes and dislikes. And your parents should respect you the same way that they expect you to respect them. I'm not someone who takes down the mama gets it all, daddy does it all right. Like parents are people too. And if I need to set a boundary with a parent, I'm going to be polite and respectful, but I'm going to set it regardless. Hey, mom, I know that you don't agree with the career path that I've chosen for myself, but this is my life and it's making me happy. And if you can't support that, that hurts, but I'm still going to do it. Boundary set. Hey, dad, when you yell at me, I'm not really cool with that. And I'm going to have to get off the phone every time that yelling comes into play, because that doesn't make me feel good. And I don't allow anybody else in this world to yell at me. So I also am not going to allow you to yell at me. Boundaries set. You will never set boundaries if you're too concerned about how other people are going to take it. You deserve respect. You deserve to be treated well. And if you don't know how to get that, you have to start practicing. It does not feel good to set boundaries every time. You are not always going to be feeling comfortable when it's time to speak up for yourself. I'm not comfortable every time I have to have that conversation. But with practice, with continuously setting your boundaries, you start being like, pat on the back, baby. I'll let nobody do anything to me. Pat on the back. My people in my life now love me, respect me, appreciate me. And guess what I do to them? I love, respect, and appreciate them. Because I learned how to set my own boundaries, I can now accept the boundaries of other people. If someone tells me that they don't like something I said or did, I'm like, yo, my bad. I won't do that to you no more. But it took practice. I wasn't always comfortable speaking up for myself. But now that I can speak up for myself, it feels great to be me. Because anyone who violates my boundaries is going to get called out. Call them out. Call them out. So don't think that this is an easy process. Don't think that this is something that's going to feel good the whole time. This is you learning how to stand up for yourself, learning how to be assertive and not feel guilty about it. But it will improve your relationships. Okay? Okay. And that's that on that, y'all. We went 50 minutes today because this is important, and I know how hard it was for me to learn how to set boundaries and how long I let people remain in my life even though I didn't feel good in the relationships anymore. And I said, I'm done with relationships where I can't speak my mind. I'm done with relationships where I can't share my feelings. I'm done with relationships where people talk to me any kind of way. I'm calling you out. And if you cannot handle being called out by me, you might not be for me, and I might not be for you. And I'm okay with that. Because guess what? There are people out there who are for me. And there are people out there who are for you. You want to walk all over somebody? You got to go outside of this relationship to go do it. You want to disrespect people and talk to them crazy? You got to go find someone else to do that with. But it's not happening over here. And I feel so proud and strong within my own self because I learned how to put my foot down. It doesn't make me any less of a kind person. I'm being kind to me. I'm being nice to me. I'm being loving to me. And the people who are nice and loving towards me respect that and accept it. So that's what I ask for you guys, is to ask yourself, am I being nice to myself when I let somebody treat me like that? And if I'm not, then can I muster up the confidence and the courage to speak about it? It's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to say something hurt your feelings. It's okay to say you didn't like that. Because it's not going to change unless you change it. So I encourage you guys to get in there and do the changing. We can create the lives that we want, and we can also create the relationships that we want. Someone said they're still searching for their tribe. Your tribe will come. Keep doing things that are authentic to you. Keep being yourself. Keep doing things that make you happy. That will attract your tribe. But keeping people around just because you want to have a friend and they don't treat you right doesn't make sense to me. I'd rather have no tribe than a tribe of people who disrespect me or violate me. I'd rather kick it by my damn self. Because at least I know ain't nobody in my life doing me wrong. Ain't nobody in my life mistreating me. You will attract people who are good for you when you start being good to yourself and not allowing BS to remain in your life. Okay? Okay, I love you guys. I thank you for the extra time. It took longer today. And I hope that you found something beneficial in this, something to carry into your relationships. And also, if you rewatch this, you can rewatch it on Big Spirit Energy YouTube channel. Recognize when someone tells you no, how do you react? When someone calls you out, how are you treating them? Are you giving respect in your relationships? Are you treating people well? Don't ask for something that you're not willing to give. Okay? And practice. Practice it, baby. It takes practice, but you will get better at being assertive. You will get better at speaking up for yourself, and you will feel good about yourself for doing it. So that's your challenge of the week, is call out any behavior that you were not cool with in the past, or if it's happening in the moment. If someone says something you don't like, call them out. Let them know, not today, not tomorrow, not ever. And you keep calling them out. Don't feel bad for continuously speaking up for yourself. You deserve it. And when you teach people how to treat you, they will think twice, and they will learn how to come correct. They will know how to approach you. People from a mile away know not to try me. Why? Because it's written in my aura. Don't try me. It's written in my aura. If somebody at the store rushes me, I'll tell them, slow down, player. I'm getting my wallet. Slow down. Hold up. I'll check a stranger. I'll check a family member. I'll check a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a friend. I'll check anybody, and I'll damn sure check myself. Put it in your aura. Teach them how to treat you. Okay? Don't let nobody get away with disrespecting you or trying you. I love y'all. Thank you, Audrey. Love you guys. Stay strong. Stay sweet. Be nice. Don't pick fights, but don't let nobody take advantage of you either. Hold up, player. Let them know who you are. Show out. Be blessed. Be well. Keep eating healthy. Keep taking care of yourself. Keep taking care of business. And I'll see y'all next Sunday, honey. 12:30 Eastern Standard Time. Be there or be. Bye. Bye. Bye.